Today I'm going to show you the upgrades that I've done to the Wahoo KICKR Smart Bike in the Llama Lab, in particular to the handlebars, the bar tape and tidying up those cables on the front end. Now the Wahoo KICKR bike, best in class when it comes to the levers and the gear changes. They're effectively Di2 levers. Given I run Shimano Di2 outside, coming inside on a KICKR bike, I know where everything is, I know what buttons do what, and they are in exactly the same spot, so there's no thinking required. And the less thinking, when you're doing an erg mode workout and sweating and your heart rate's high, the better. However, we do need to talk about the handlebars and the bar tape that the bike ships with. Definitely not the best in class. That title goes to the SB20, the Stages Smart Bike, which comes with super grippy bar tape and a set of gravel bars. Now, gravel bars for an indoor bike doesn't make sense. Aha, it does. So the splayed out drops on a gravel bike mean that when you're out of the saddle, you can move forward and sprint on the bars, get a really good grip on them and not bang your forearms or wrists into the bars. Because the bike isn't moving side to side, that's going to happen indoors. So splayed out gravel bars make sense. Now, given the KICKR bike uses the standard oversized 31.8mm handlebars and they can be swapped out, and we're still in stage 3 lockdown, I have some time on my hands. So I've been shopping for some parts. Last week they came in and here's what I bought. So I went with some Control Tech CLS gravel handlebars from BikeBug, about $59 or so. Some BBB Cycling BHT14 flex ribbon bar tape, nice and grippy. It's what I run on my other bikes. And I've got some heat shrink to tidy up that front end. I did look at internally routing those cables from the KICKR bike front end through the stem and then down through the head tube. There's just not enough length in those cables. So that's going to be a future project to get that done because I need more cable to make that look neat.
Okay, off with the old bar tape and straight into the trash with this stuff. Now here's what I was looking at routing internally, but we just don't have enough cable length to get it done. So I'm going to be leaving the cable routed in the exact same configuration, I guess you would call it, down into the junction box, which we will disconnect for now. Now removing the levers is a little more difficult than standard levers because you can't get the tool in on a straight angle. There's not enough room. So you have to use the short end of the Allen key and use very small turns to loosen things off and in the reverse to put it back on. And here are the levers, very Shimano-esque levers, which I think is why I like them. Yep, all checks out. And finally, to tidy up the front end, some heat shrink. Obviously not my hairdryer, I'm not the owner of one of these, this is from my wife. And finally finishing off with a bit of a heat gun. And lastly, checking the gears still work, virtual rear still ticking over, and virtual front still ticking over. Happy days, we're good.
So there we have it, job done, and I'm quite happy with how that turned out. After a few rides, It's a tick of approval from me. Those splayed out bars are a little bit more comfortable for big hard sprints, and when you're on the tops with the fatter handlebar tape, much more comfortable. It also gets a tick of approval from Mrs. Lama, who pretty much exclusively rides this bike indoors. I can't get her off the thing. So that's happy days here in the Llama Lab. Now, if you're looking at doing some customization or upgrades like this, the bar tape would be number one. If you're not into sprinting too much indoors, probably don't worry too much about changing the bars themselves over, but the bar tape, definitely. What it ships with is quite standard, and eventually you'll be changing it out anyway. So that's my hot tip. Change that bar tape ASAP. Look, the same process can be applied to any other smart bike with a standard clamp on the front, be it either a 26mm or a 31.8, so don't settle for what you get shipped. If you need to change the bars, the bar tape, the position of the hoods, even the saddle, get it done. Making your bike yours indoors, making it more comfortable for your fit, will go a long way for a better experience indoors. And for me, any excuse to get the tools out, away from the keyboards, away from the screens, working on my bike, that makes me happy. Alrighty, we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for watching this one. As always, remember to hit subscribe to support this channel. It's much appreciated, and we'll see you soon.